sweet home. Thank you. All right, everyone, let's get this party started. Good evening. I'm Richard Reisman. I'm the publisher of the Orange County Business Journal. And it's my pleasure to welcome you this evening and to congratulate all of tonight's nominees who are with us tonight. The Business Journal is proud to present the 14th annual General Counsel Awards program. And we're so happy to have all of you join us tonight to celebrate the accomplishments of our talented nominees. Of course, I'd like to give thanks to our sponsors, because without them, we couldn't have this event. We have a new diamond sponsor, Katz, Ruby, and Carl. Go ahead, let's clap. Everyone clap for every firm. Our platinum sponsors, Buckhalter, yes, CDF Labor, Cooper McManus, Gibson Dunn, Jackson Lewis, Kenobi Martins, Nelson Kirkman Law Offices, Ogletree Deacons, O'Melveny and Myers, Pillsbury Winthrop Shaw Pittman, Rutan and Tucker, Stradling, Troutman Pepper, and our silver sponsors, Baker Hostetler, Jet Suite X, Morgan Lewis, and thank you. We're so proud that so many of the great law firms and a jet service wants to sponsor this program. Now, I'd like to extend a welcome to Erwin Chemerinsky, who's here tonight. Those of you who attended last year saw him on a screen. Sadly, he contracted COVID. But this year he's healthy, and after, is it 8 or 9 years now at Berkeley? 8 years. 8 years at Berkeley, and he's still coming down to Orange County to grace us with his presence and sense of humor. I'd like to acknowledge our Vice President and Associate Publisher, Laura Garrett, and our new editor, Peter Brennan. Just give them a hand. Tonight's event is the work of Laura and the advertising department staff, and the General Counsel Awards Special Report, our weekly newspaper, the daily news updates, and the work of Peter and the editorial department. We'll be profiling the winners of tonight's program in the November 25th issue. And as I always do, because I love you, I want to remind you to please turn your cell phones back on at the conclusion of the programs. Now please enjoy your dinner. All right, everyone, we had a great meal. We had great conversation, great seeing old friends. But we are here for a purpose. And to start, I'm going to introduce our new diamond sponsor for the very first time, Katz, Ruby, and Carl. Please join me in welcoming Michael Katz, the managing partner of Katz, Ruby, and Carl.
I prepared a speech. My full name is Michael Erwin Katz. It was Michael Erwin Chemerinsky Katz, but we shortened it because it was hard to remember. I'd like to welcome you all to the 14th Annual GC of the Year Award. And the 14th year, this is significant, I'll explain why in a moment. We're here to honor and celebrate the accomplishments of an extraordinary group of lawyers, many of whom I met and talked to. And I found their company to be amazing. I found them to be charming, bright, witty, talented. It was an incredible experience to meet many of the nominees. As we all know, and it's almost become second nature to say it at every one of these events, I'm shorter than you, Richard, by a few inches. The work that in-house counsel, general counsel, legal teams in-house do, they perform a vital function in companies, in our economy, and in our Orange County business and legal community. And they're often acting behind the scenes. They're often given scant visibility or credit for the work that they do. They serve in incredibly diverse roles, all in the person of one GC sometimes. And their job is to ensure that their companies work smoothly so that all stakeholders can benefit, which they do on a daily basis from performing their role in providing sage counsel. So we're here to celebrate all of that function, these people, and it's an amazing event. I've enjoyed it every year. This is the 14th annual ceremony, and I believe this is true. This marks somewhat of a change. We're sort of welcoming or ushering in a new generation of GCs in Orange County. And I remember the very first event of this kind here. I approached the then GC of Western Digital, Raymond Bucati, to nominate him. And I'd been introduced by a mutual friend. And he said no. Okay. But then he said, you should nominate Michael Ray instead. He said, I'm retiring, but Michael Ray is going to take my place, and he's amazing. And so I met Michael Ray, and I was like, he's amazing. So I nominated Michael Ray, and that year he won Rising Star. He was a rising star. So that'll mean a lot to all of you. You know his history. He has since moved on from Western Digital, where he was GC for many years, and he's now at Micron. And the point is, I think this marks a transition. The people who came up under him are now moving up into positions as GC. He was an important person in the community, a mentor for many in-house people and other lawyers. He still performs that role. And my point is, the reason I'm reminiscing about this is because I'd like to observe that we really have transitioned to a new generation of in-house lawyers, and I'm here to report that this new generation is very talented and every bit up to the task of standing on the shoulder of the people who came before him, those giants like Michael Ray. So before turning to the new generation, I'd like to acknowledge people in our audience who are past winners of the award. And we're very excited to have them here. I'm just going to read out your name. Please stand up and wave at everyone. Paul DeCary from Monster Beverage. I picked out the musical accompaniment. Victoria, where is she? Victoria Harvey from Smile Brands. John Howell from Hyper Ice. Sean Murphy from Mazda. I think I actually nominated Sean as well, but it's not about me. Linda Park from Edwards Life Sciences. Wendy Peterson from Kenobi. Mark Peterson, no relation, from O'Melveny and Myers. Tracy Porter, Health Peak Properties. The legal team of Hyundai Motor America. The legal team of Western Digital. Jason Weintraub. And Christina Zabat-Fran. Last but not least. So, exactly. Ed Susselick, everyone. Thank you. There's a new generation now, and having met, as I said, a cross-section, a very large cross-section of them, I can tell you that I was frankly very impressed with their talent and their smarts and their legal acumen and their personality, and they need to be, because everyone in this room knows that the legal world has now become much more complex with constant global shifts in economic and political orders, increasingly complex regulatory frameworks, rapidly changing technologies. It's too much. And it's not getting any easier to hire and keep employees satisfied and engaged in their jobs in every single way. The GC position and the in-house legal positions have become more challenging. And I believe that the new generation of Orange County in-house are up to the task. I'm glad to report. So I'd like to ask every one of the nominees in this room to stand and be recognized. And there's a fair number of you. All right, now down to business. It's my privilege to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, an extraordinary man, Professor Erwin Chemerinsky, about whom I'll say a few words. He has yet again thrown caution to the wind and agreed to provide comic relief for yet another award ceremony, and I know we all need it. We all know he's a renowned constitutional scholar and a public intellectual. He's a humble, kind, and generous man. The number of students that he has that are out there, including in this room, are too many to count. His recent book, No Democracy Lasts Forever, alarmingly, argues for the need to draft a new constitution. He's also argued at times for rewriting the rules of baseball to give the Cubs a chance to win. He is a mensch, as they say. He is also playful and even wicked sense of humor, which will soon be on display. How best to describe him? It's like Jackie Mason and Joan Rivers had a child. Erwin, take it away.
Wow. Thank you so much for that kind introduction and the warm welcome. It's terrific to be here. Certainly the last few weeks have been filled with the unexpected. I think that everyone expected that it was going to be really close. There were predictions going both ways. We expected to be watching for several more days. And then the Dodgers won the World Series 4-1. It's hard at this moment to tell political jokes. I know that some in this room are jubilant at the result, and some are deeply distressed. So I decided to look back to past presidential elections to see if I could come up with something to say. I found a wonderful quote from Adlai Stevenson. He was the governor of Illinois and ran unsuccessfully twice for president of the United States. Someone came up to him and said, "Governor, you're sure to win the presidency. Every thinking person will vote for you." He said, "Ma'am, that's not enough. I need a majority of the voters to win." I thought it would be safe to tell one joke about Donald Trump and the Republicans and one about Kamala Harris and the Democrats. As you know, now that Donald Trump has won re-election, Melania will again be the First Lady. As you know, she wasn't born in the United States. In fact, Donald Trump's first wife wasn't born in the United States. Perhaps the lesson of that is there's some jobs that an American just won't do. A person was walking along the beach in Southern California and came across a bottle and rubbed the bottle, and a genie emerged. And the genie looked tired. The genie said, "Look, you're the 5th person who's found the bottle this week. I'll give you one wish." And the man said, "I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, but I'm afraid to fly. Can you build a bridge so that I can drive to Hawaii?" And the genie shook her head and said, "Do you know how long that bridge would be? Do you know how difficult it would be to put pillars in the ocean? Wish for something else." He said, "Okay, I want to see a Democrat as president and a Democrat majority in the House and the Senate." The genie said, "Do you want 2 lanes or 4 lanes for your bridge?" One of the many strange things about this election was the role that McDonald's played. Kamala Harris talked about working at McDonald's as a teenager. Donald Trump served French fries at a McDonald's just a few weeks ago. In honor of this, McDonald's is creating a new federal government value meal. You go to the counter and you can order anything you want, and the person in line behind you has to pay for it. It's really wonderful to be here in person. As Richard mentioned, I had COVID last year and had to do this by Zoom. One of the strange things about that is apparently you could hear me, but I couldn't hear any reaction to what I was saying. I couldn't hear anything from the audience. And I said this to somebody the next day, and they said, "Was it strange to try to tell a joke and not hear any laughter?" I said, "That happens to me in class all the time. I'm used to it." But I did have to go to the doctor the next day. I was running a high fever. And the doctor said, "Have you had a sudden loss of taste?" And I said, "Anybody who's been hearing my jokes over the years would say, that happened a long time ago." And in that vein, my last story for you before we begin the awards involves Christmas. And it involves St. Peter standing at the pearly gates and deciding who would be admitted to heaven. And there's a long line of people, and he said, "On account of this being Christmas, if you want to get into heaven, you have to show me you have something on your person that can be related to Christmas." And the first woman comes up and takes out some keys from her pocket and jingles them and says, "This reminds me of the Christmas bells." And St. Peter is allowed her into heaven. The next man comes up and takes a lighter out of his pocket and says, "This is for lighting the Christmas candles." And St. Peter let him in. The third man comes up and thinks, and he takes a pair of women's panties out of his pocket and says, "These were carols." I guess it's time to move to the awards. The first award is the Outstanding General Counsel of a Public Corporation, and to present it is Mark Peterson, a partner at O'Melveny & Myers. He's a past recipient of an award here when he was a general counsel. He's been part of this award ceremony ever since its beginning. Mark?
Thank you, Dean. O'Melveny is pleased to join Dean Chemerinsky, the Orange County Business Journal, and all of the other sponsors here tonight for another wonderful evening. This evening gives us an opportunity to join together as a legal community to honor some of the finest in-house leaders and rising stars. I'm particularly pleased that Dean Chemerinsky was able to make the trip this year and that we get to see him here in person. I've been fortunate enough to practice my entire career here in Orange County, and I am always impressed with the quality of the legal talent that we have in this community. I want to thank the Orange County Business Journal for hosting this wonderful event again this year. It's my privilege this evening to introduce the winner in the category of GC of the Year for a public company. This category focuses not only on a gifted legal department leader, but also on someone who is able to thrive in the challenging and demanding environment that is a public company. This category always includes some of the most talented and most experienced lawyers that we have here. And this year was no exception. It's always very difficult to pick one winner out of so many great nominees. Our individual that won tonight has set themselves apart by playing not just a legal role, but also assisting the company in many business facets. He's been instrumental in guiding the company through dynamic growth and strategic expansion. His legal knowledge, coupled with his business acumen, has been pivotal in advancing the company's mission to create a leading portfolio of consumer brands. He is known within the company as incredibly hardworking and is willing to take on almost any task that's necessary to accomplish the company's agenda. From public company issues to M&A to navigating a complex domestic and international regulatory landscape, our winner has quickly become very well versed in numerous areas needed to drive the growth and success of his business. While all of the above is impressive, perhaps his greatest accomplishment was when he worked directly with the company's CEO and board chair to deftly negotiate around a devastating ITC order prohibiting the company from importing any of its products in the United States. This years-long process that came about through no wrongdoing of the company involved numerous international trips and more late-night meetings and phone calls than I can imagine. It was truly a life or death situation for the business. Had they not been successful, the ITC order would have effectively shut down the company. According to his CEO, without our nominees' involvement, in this process, there may very well not be a business today. Our nominee is well liked and well respected by all those that have the opportunity and privilege of working with him. He exemplifies integrity and character, not only in his professional life, but also in his family and in the community. I'm thrilled to once again be able to stand here and introduce not only a talented attorney, but also a gifted business person and friend. Please join me in congratulating the winner of the 2024 GC of the Year for a public company, Jeff Plumer of Evolus.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you to the OC Business Journal for putting on this event. It was interesting, you said it was the 14th year. I've been coming for about 13 years. The first year I was here, I was a seat filler. I was an associate and I was forced to come, but I was grateful for a little bit of food before I went back to work. It's really incredible that you put this together and that we get to have a bunch of lawyers get together, give lawyer awards to other lawyers for being lawyers. And so, I mean, clearly we've won legal community. Great job. But I'm really proud to be here representing Evolus because I've been with Evolus for 10 years now, and it's amazing to think what my career and what my personal life would be if I didn't have Evolus in my life, because over half of my career has been here. It's been a whirlwind journey. You heard a little bit of it from Mark. Started out as a company with no funding, got VC funding, went through the rigors and the roller coaster of being funded, not funded, getting to an IPO in 2018, launching our product, very excited to go head-to-head against Botox Cosmetic, and then we hit COVID, and we hit our ITC lawsuit. But I think what I learned through all of this trying times is that if you really believe in the mission of the company, then you can really get through a lot of tough times. And so I have a lot of credit to give to our executive leadership team and our board who managed through some very tough times to put us where we are now, which is the exciting part for me. I finally get to say things like, my biggest thing that keeps me up at night is our competitors, and not, well, we might not be in business tomorrow. So, you know, it's incredible to be at a company, and I think Michael really hit it, that Orange County's experiencing this change where we've seen very well-established public companies for years, and slowly, unfortunately, they're moving out. And so we have the bulkworks like Edwards, and this is where Evolus wants to be. We're aiming for over $260 million in revenue this year. We have audacious goals for $700 million by 2028. We want to be an established company here in Orange County for a very long time. And that's why we appreciate so much that the Orange County Business Journal puts together things like this, so that we have a platform to show you what we're doing and to really start our process of being a long-term tenant here in Orange County. I want to thank, most importantly, and I probably should have done it first, my wife, who has been amazing. She not only was the one who convinced me to go in-house when I had a great job at a law firm, and she said, why don't you take a chance? And then was with me at every step when I questioned that choice. Every time we were close to missing a payroll during our VC days, and really pushed me and supported me to stick it out and to be at a company now that I can be so proud of. And I'm so proud that she was able to push me to stay in it when things got really tough. And I think the final thing I'd love to say is that I have an incredible team behind me. It's not just our executive leadership team, but I have a great legal, compliance, and internal audit team that works for me. The 3 departments no one wants to see in a dark alley, but they're incredible, and they work incredibly hard. I have 2 of them here tonight, in Luke and Justin, and I thank them for their hard work. I have an incredible team out in the UK, and I have a compliance coordinator in Dallas, Texas. It's amazing to bring together all these wonderful people with a common goal to really push forward this company. And then, of course, finally, I have to say, with the holidays coming up, if you all want to break Richard's rule and get on your phones, Evolus.com, you go there, you find a provider. If they've got Evolus rewards, $40 off your treatment. And you know what? Some of them, with our latest promotion, have $80 off your treatment. So, I mean, get in there. But, of course, terms and conditions do apply. Please read all of the really good stuff that we have out there on our website. Really appreciate this award, and I'm so thankful to be here representing Evolus. Thank you all.
If you've been here in past years where I've been the master of ceremonies, you know I limit myself to 1 lawyer's joke an evening. And that's, of course, because most lawyers don't find them funny, and most non-lawyers don't think they're jokes. But the story I was going to tell you was about a doctor and a lawyer who had a conversation at a cocktail party. And repeatedly while they were talking, people came up to the doctor and asked for medical advice. And the doctor then turned to the lawyer and said, how do you handle it when people come up to you and ask you for free legal advice? And the lawyer said, I just send them a bill. The doctor thought that was a great idea and began writing out bills. The doctor went to the mailbox and discovered there was a bill from the lawyer. The second award this evening is the Outstanding General Counsel of a private company. And for this, Todd Wolfson, who's the managing partner of the Orange County office of CDF Labor, will present it.
A lot of really short people here tonight. It's my privilege to be here, to be part of this fantastic event and all the esteemed nominees. And thank you, Dean. I am Todd Wolfson. I am the co-managing partner of CDF Labor Law's Orange County office. Where's Ashley? She's the other co. In any event, we just celebrated our 30th anniversary, which didn't actually make me feel that old. What made me feel old was I remember being in this room for my junior prom, wearing a pale blue tuxedo with a very puffy shirt. And all of the pictures were unfortunately lost in a tragic dorm fire in the mid-1980s. But I'm very excited to be here to introduce the award winner for the 2024 General Counsel of a private company. With so many private companies in Orange County, the competition for this category is extremely fierce. There were a couple dozen candidates, plus all of the people that have won before. I tried to do a deep dive into our winner's background so I could kind of tease out the whole thing, and you don't really figure out who I'm talking about, whether it's a he or a she, and there's really no way, looking at this winner, to tease anything out without giving it away immediately, but I'm going to try. Our winner went to the University of California, but I'm not going to tell you which campus. Many lawyers start off their educational career in really safe categories, majors like English, poli-sci. Our winner got a degree in molecular biology, which is going to really rock your world when you find out what he or she does now. Our winner began their career, like many of us did, at a major multinational law firm, and then they got smart about it and moved on to be in-house counsel. Our winner has guided various companies, several, in more than a half a dozen industries, ranging from power companies to mega entertainment conglomerates, negotiating deals with sports franchises, production companies, and deals in numerous media. Described with such accolades as incredibly thorough, clairvoyant, and wicked smart, our winner has held the titles of Associate, Assistant Corporate Secretary, Legal Director, Vice President, Senior Vice President, and Executive Vice President, which prepared our winner for their most prominent role and the most difficult that they've probably ever had, Little League coach. A person after my own heart, our winner negotiated one of the first ever collective bargaining agreements with a union in their industry, with the Communications Workers of America. And anyone that does union busting, I'm really pleased to know. Our winner negotiated with some Finnish people over, like Finland, right? Regarding some really nasty birds that they wanted to export. That'll become clear later. Our winner personally handled the negotiation of deals totaling hundreds of millions of dollars across multiple continents. And my favorite bit of trivia about our winner is actually on the credits for several entertainment products. And I'll give you an idea of where he or she has their credits. They have a credit for Demon Slayer, which is handy in court, Super Monkey Ball, Banana Rumble, I have no idea what that is, Unicorn Overlord, and my personal favorite, Puyo Puzzle Pop. And I have absolutely no idea what that is. But our winner is on the credits for being part of the production team. Please join me in congratulating our 2024 Private Company General Counsel of the Year, whose spirit animal is a very fast hedgehog, the Executive Vice President, General Counsel, and Head of Business Affairs for Sega of America, Jeff Shieh.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
Thank you very much for that introduction. I didn't think I was going to win, so I wrote a short speech, but did not practice it. It's an honor. I'm sorry? What up? Okay. it's obviously an honor to be here standing before you, very unexpected. Obviously, amongst a very esteemed group of colleagues, lawyers. You know, it's great to be honored as a general counsel, as Michael said, as a cost center, you know, at a company. You don't typically get the honors that you would otherwise normally get as a revenue generator at a law firm. So, you know, it's good to be honored for, you know, the work that you do, and I'm sure we're all do the work that, you know, we should be honored for, but maybe don't get appreciated as much as we should. So yeah, I mean, first off, thank you to all the nominees. You know, and I'm sure everyone deserved the award as much as me. So very gracious, very honored. Thank you to the Orange County Business Journal for putting on this wonderful event. Thank you to the judges that I met with, some of which are on the stage, and you know, I very much enjoyed meeting with everyone and learning about the diverse practice that exists in this wonderful Orange County legal community. And in terms of the specific people in my life that I want to thank, my wife Stephanie, who you know, joined me today. She's been there every step of my legal journey from the time when, you know, we were undergrads at Berkeley and decided to study for the LSAT together after my degree in molecular biology and pivoting from pre-med. And we went to UC Hastings together, you know, and we're baby, you know, lawyers together at law firms. You know, eventually, you know, got married and had children, and she was the working mom and was able to balance, you know, being a wonderful mom and as well as a wonderful real estate attorney. So thank you, Stephanie. I'd like to thank my children. You know, we have two wonderful boys, Brady and Simon, who, you know, are obviously the joy of our lives. And, you know, thank you for, thanks to them for sort of bringing, you know, some meaning to our lives. I want to thank Sega, you know, the company that I've been general counsel for the last 4 years, without which I wouldn't be here, standing in front of you, for giving me the opportunity to be general counsel, for trusting me with, you know, the opportunity. Sega is a wonderful company. You know, it's been around for 75 years. It's been in Orange County for a very long time. We're committed to the community. You know, we have brand new offices in Irvine. Yeah, some of those games are probably not household names, but, you know, we do have a movie coming out, Sonic 3, in December. You know, that should be quite an event. So I encourage all of you to you know, if you have opportunity to see that or see it when it comes out to your streaming services. Lastly, you know, I just want to thank all the mentors I've had over the years, you know, from the law firms to the corporations to the professors. You know, I think Dean Chemerinsky taught me probably constitutional law back in the day when I was studying for the bar. So, you know, thanks to everyone. Yeah, that's all. So thank you very much.
About a dozen years ago, Richard Reisman came to me in my office at UCI, where I was dean, and asked if I'd be the master of ceremonies for this. And he said, "And I need you to be funny." The next year, he came back to my office and said, "You were okay, but you need to be funnier." And it may not seem like it as you listen to me, but I really try to do that. And that involves doing some research. So I went to my grandchildren and asked them, what's your favorite jokes? You'll have to know I didn't ask my 3-year-old granddaughter, Amy, but I did ask my 8-year-old granddaughter, Sarah. And when I said, what's your favorite joke? She said, why don't lobsters share? And I said, why not? She said, because they're shellfish. I asked my 10-year-old grandson, Andrew, and being a 10-year-old boy, his answer was, did you hear about the time when they stole all the toilets from the police station? And I said, no. He said, they went up to the captain and asked what happened. And the captain said, we don't know. We don't have anything to go on. My son, their father, who had been a federal prosecutor for 10 years, heard all of this and chimed in. He said, did you hear about all the thefts at the lamp store? And I said, no. He shook his head, being a former prosecutor, and said, they got light sentences. We moved to the next award. And this is the Specialty Counsel Award. And Vince Verdi, who's a shareholder at Ogletree Deakins and has been part of this program since the very beginning, will present that.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Vince Verdi. I'm a shareholder with Ogletree Deakins. You helped me pass the block. Thank you. Over the last several years, we've been very honored to be able to present this Specialty Counsel Award and be part of the General Counsel Award. It's one of the really great honors to be able to celebrate the best of us. And it's really a wonderful experience where we can see, the in-house counsels, general counsels who have made such a great impact in our legal community and into the economic powerhouse that Orange County has become. So Ogletree is really proud to be the 2024 General Counsel Award sponsor for this year. And we're here very happy to celebrate with our colleagues and with our clients. And it's my great pleasure to have the opportunity to present the 2024 Specialty Counsel Award. This year's recipient works with a company that has over 15,000 employees. They have a revenue in excess of over $2 billion, and the company he works for is a household name in Orange County, and many people in this room, myself included, have benefited from their products and their services that their company produces. This award recipient is particularly impressive, and as a litigator and myself being a trial lawyer, I feel particularly very fortunate to present this award to a fellow litigator and a trial lawyer. Since January of 1997, he's built the in-house corporate litigation team from his company to approximately 10 attorneys, while he manages over 25 attorneys. And he's been holding a number of positions within the company, first from a corporate counsel, then becoming the managing counsel, the deputy general counsel, and the current position as deputy general counsel and head of litigation. And he has responsibilities all over the country, corporate litigation, especially in California, Texas, New Mexico, and Missouri. He manages a lot of subrogation litigation, where his recent efforts with outside counsel have resulted in a recovery of millions of dollars in 3 states. He's led the defense in 2 class action PAGA claims, wage and hour trials, one of which has lasted over a month. And for those trial lawyers that know what goes into a 1-month trial, it's quite a bit. And he succeeded in getting a defense verdict along the way. Aside from being a trial attorney, he's helped shape the law, leading an appellate team that has resulted in at least 16 federal and California published cases, ranging from discrimination, age cases, class action suits, subrogation claims, among others. You can geek out on the law like the best of us. When he's not litigating and creating precedents, he has implemented really community impact goals for all in-house counsels that has resulted in the contribution of hundreds of hours of pro bono work in a number of years. He has served in the Orange County Bar Association Charitable Fund Board, of Directors and currently serves in the Orange County Bar Association as an audit committee chair. And finally, he serves at the Board of Directors for the California Employment Law Council that works to promote a better legal climate for California employers. And aside from all these accomplishments, he's really a nice guy, you know. And I'm so proud to present the Specialty Counsel Award to John Beckley, Head of Litigation of the Automobile Club of Southern California.
Like the legend of the Phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning?
That's a good start. I think I'll just hold the mic and I'll put it back when I'm done. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the kind words, Vince. Working at the Auto Club requires a special commitment to our membership. And I know many of you are members. And I want to thank you. Thank you. I want to thank you for your membership and your loyalty and support to an organization that has been part of many of our families in Orange County for over 120 years. I also want to thank, and quite aware that outside counsel has helped me achieve this award. And a number of you are here tonight with me. I want to thank you for that, and your excellent partnership and collaboration over the years has been essential to the Auto Club's success. I also want to thank my litigation team for the past 28 years. Some of you are here tonight, and some of you have moved on to other companies, such as Tom Whiteside at Broadcom. I do miss you, Tom. I wish he was back, but he had to move on. But my current management team, I want to thank them. Mike Wallet, Eric Bloom, Josiah Drew, thank you for your robust debates over cases. Thank you for being smart and talented and making me look good. I also want to thank the Auto Club for its creative culture and its risk tolerance, because without it, I would not be here. And finally, I would like to thank my wife of 36 years. But I get that right. Dawn, for her incredible patience and understanding of my long hours at the office and on weekends, especially during trials. I couldn't have done it without her. Thank you again, Orange County.
As with stories about lawyers, I usually limit myself to one story about the police in an evening, but tonight I have two stories, both that involve police stops. The first involved an officer who stopped a motorist for going 90 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. And the officer said to the man, "I need to see your driver's license." The man said, "I don't have a driver's license." The officer said, "I need to see the registration for the car." The man said, "The car is stolen." The officer said, "Get out of the car and open the trunk." The man said, "I can't open the trunk. There's dead bodies there." The man realized that he was in trouble, and the officer realized this was far above his pay grade. So he called, and a lieutenant came. And the lieutenant said to the man, "I understand you don't have a driver's license." The man said, "Yes, I do. Can I reach in my wallet and show you?" And he showed the driver's license. And then the officer said, "Well, I understand this is a stolen car. You don't have registration." The man said, "No, if you look in the glove compartment, it's registered to me." And the lieutenant did that. And then the lieutenant said, "I understand you had dead bodies in the trunk." The man said, "No, I don't have anything but the spare in the trunk. You can look." And the lieutenant looks, and the lieutenant says, "I'm not sure what was wrong with the officer today." And the man said, "And I bet he told you I was going 90 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone too." The other story also involves a police stop. And an officer stopped a man driving a truck and saw that there were 50 penguins in the back of the truck. And the officer said to the man, "You can't have 50 penguins. You need to take them to the zoo." The next day, the officer stopped the man driving the same truck and saw there were 50 penguins. And the officer said, "I told you you can't have 50 penguins in the truck. You have to take them to the zoo." And the man said, "I took them to the zoo. They had a great time. Today we're going to the museum." So next award is the Rising Star Award. And Sheila Swaroop, who is the director of the litigation group and a partner at Kenobi Martin, that's also long been a part of this dinner, will present that award.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sheila Swaroop, and I chair the litigation group at Kenobi Martin's, one of the largest full-service intellectual property firms in the country. And my fun fact about this hotel, Todd mentioned junior prom. I actually got married in this hotel nearly 20 years ago. And my husband's not here tonight. He's a general counsel as well at an Orange County company. But we had an Indian wedding, and he made an entrance on an elephant. So imagine an elephant parading around the parking lot here at the Irvine Marriott. So at Kenobi Martin's, we work with innovative companies right here in Orange County and around the world to protect and enforce some of their key technology rights. And I've been on a member of the judging committee for several years now, and it's really great to get to meet all of the nominees. I have the privilege tonight to announce this year's winner of the Rising Star Award. Tonight's Rising Star has steered their company through remarkable growth from a small startup into a company with nearly 300 employees globally. This nominee built and scaled legal operations to match the company's growth and helped to position the company as an acquisition target. This included legal strategy for a potential acquisition that valued the company in the range of $700 million to $800 million. In addition, this nominee has helped navigate the company through unique regulatory challenges in the area of healthcare advertising, impacting issues such as consumer protection, privacy, and data use. This nominee recently played a key role in developing national self-regulatory guidelines in the area of health-related advertising. This nominee has also given back to our Orange County legal community. This work includes serving on the board of the Community Legal Aid of Southern California, Sun Law, which is a women's in-house counsel nonprofit network, and the Orange County Korean American Bar Association, where this nominee has helped to lead and support mentorship initiatives. And when you get the chance to know this nominee, as I did during the judging process, her dedication and her enthusiasm for what she does really shines through. So please join me tonight in congratulating this year's winner of the 2024 Orange County Business Journal General Counsel Rising Star Award, Yashina Burns, Vice President of Legal and Privacy at DeepIntent.
I was not expecting this. Thank you so much. So I did think of a small little speech just in case, but I'll see how I do. So hi. For those of you who don't know me, I am a first-generation college graduate and lawyer. And like many of you probably have heard, I was always told that the key to success is a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck. And I hated that because I am a type A lawyer And I didn't like the idea that any part of my career was written on a little bit of luck, something very out of my control. But there's something really special that I discovered over the last few years of my career, which is that there is another key to helping generate this luck. And that key is community. And so what I've discovered is that in order to become successful in the work that you do, and in order to find the right opportunities for you, it really takes a village. So I would like to thank my village, starting with my mother and sister and grandmother, the amazing women in my life. So my mother, thank you. So my mother, obviously, I think many of us can share this sentiment. She sacrificed everything for me. She taught me everything I know and shared all her wisdom with me, made all of her sacrifices, and just made me who I am today. And so, of course, I have to thank her. And my sister, my younger sister, she made me feel the sense of purpose to become the best version of who I am, because I always wanted to be a role model to her and paved the way for her. So I thank her for being my inspiration. And my grandmother. So she's really special to me. She's the sunshine of my life. She grew up in a setting where she loved to learn and read, but she was told growing up as a little girl that she's not allowed to read because she's a girl and girls shouldn't read or learn because it's a waste of time. Now, of course, she didn't believe that, and she instilled that value of education in me and made me really appreciate and have that drive to pursue my education. But my grandmother, she's also my biggest fan. Amongst her friends, I am apparently known as the Ichiban, that's #1 lawyer in all of America. And I know that sounds really silly, but I think that's the really special thing about the people that love us and support us, is that even when you don't really believe in yourself, they make you feel like $1 million, or in my case, the #1 lawyer in America. And also, my grandmother is a very big fan of Dean Chemerinsky. And I am so honored tonight to be able to be here in front of you, Dean Chemerinsky, because I have a story I wanted to tell you about my grandmother. My grandmother actually has a photo of you up on her wall in her house. But actually, it's not really you. The photo is, in fact, a photo of one of my very astute, brilliant, talented classmates who had won an award at the time, and she happened to think he looked like a dean, who looks like she could be Dean Chemerinsky. So I'm not going to name him tonight, but I asked her, why do you have this picture of who you think is Dean Chemerinsky up on your wall? Because I didn't know about this until I made my last visit. And she said it's because she wanted to honor the dean of the law school and the law school that made me the lawyer that I am today. So, thank you. So I would be remiss not to thank you, Dean Chemerinsky, and also UC Irvine School of Law, for building a law school with a vision of creating a very strong legal community in Orange County, and here we are. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to achieve my legal education and create these opportunities for me and my community. I also want to thank the community at large here that I've been so involved with. There are many, many communities that I'd want to thank, but I want to give a special shout out to Sunlaw, the women's in-house network that I'm a part of. The women really help support and rise each other up, and Community Legal Aid SoCal and Orange County Korean American Bar Association. These organizations are very dear to my heart. And through these endeavors with these communities, I've met so many amazing people. I can't name everybody, but there are at least a few people in this room tonight that I really have to thank for being the most relentless cheerleaders and persistently always supporting me through this process and just generally in my career. And so, thank you, Christina Zavatran, for nominating me and supporting me. I really appreciate your belief in me. And also Kelly, Teddy, some of my classmates here, Christina one of my very good friends, and Sheila Chen, and Marissa Rosenbaum, who's been such a great cheerleader for me from Kenobi. So thank you so much for being there for me and supporting me. And also Vince Verde, who was my very first interviewer in the process. He really made me feel believed in, so thank you. I also need to thank my company, DeepIntent. DeepIntent is where I grew my entire career, and if not for the CEO and the executive team, I would never have the chance of a lifetime to build up from a startup to the company that we are today. It's been an incredible journey and experience. But I want to give a really special thank you to one person in this room, my fiance, Andrew Lee. He is the person that makes my life richer, whether we are watching a movie together or eating food together or just stressing out about work. He's a lawyer too. But he really makes my life richer, along with my dog, Soba, who I love dearly. So thank you. And finally, I want to thank the Orange County Business Journal and Richard here for creating, there you are, for creating events like this, because this is a forum where you really give people like me a forum to voice our aspirations and be able to have a space and a stage and to connect with each other. So thank you for that. I am so humbled and so honored, and thank you to my village here.
The greatest joy in being a professor is watching the accomplishments of my former students. And I have so many former students in the room tonight. Yashina was my student at UC Irvine. I'm so proud of all that you've accomplished, and you truly are, as the award says, a rising star. This is my last time at the microphone, so I'd be remiss if I didn't give some thanks. I hope we can all join in thanking the wait staff who served us tonight. Thank Bobby Dornan, who entertained us and sang for us tonight. Again, to thank the 13 platinum sponsors and 3 silver sponsors who made this dinner possible for us. And thank Richard Reisman and everybody at the Orange County Business Journal for organizing this terrific event. It's obviously a very difficult time for our country, and I was trying to find some philosophical words to end with. And so I went to that great philosopher, Yogi Berra. And I read through the wit and wisdom of Yogi Berra and came up with 3 quotes that seem appropriate, and we'll all read different things into them. He said, when you get to the fork in the road, take it. He said, if you don't know where you're going, you might end up someplace else. And he said, the future ain't what it used to be. And with that, I will present for the final award, Lindsay Hulley, who's a partner at Rattan & Tucker, which has also been part of this event ever since the very beginning, and going to present the in-house legal team award.
Thank you, Dean, for that introduction. So yes, I'm Lindsay Hulley, and I'm honored to be here with all of you tonight in this special evening. Rattan is proud to be a long-standing platinum sponsor of tonight's Orange County General Counsel Awards, and we're excited to celebrate this occasion with so many of our colleagues, friends, and clients. It's my pleasure to present the final award for tonight, the Best In-House Counsel Legal Team. Tonight's winning team consists of approximately 15 members who have helped navigate their company's transformation over the past several years. Recruiting top talent and investing in legal operations has allowed the legal team to become an indispensable strategic partner, driving efficiency and supporting a variety of the business's long-term goals. The legal team led strategic investment transactions to increase the company's product innovation and footprint, and successfully negotiated a strategic distribution agreement, significantly expanding the company's market reach. In the past year, the legal team closed a major building acquisition in Orange County, which resulted in a doubling of their footprint. They also secured an injunction from former employees for trade secret misappropriation and breach of contract. This all-star legal team also settled two long-standing patent infringement and trade secret actions against a competitor, securing a huge settlement for the company. And of course, with a room full of lawyers, it's safe to say we all love that kind of an end to a story. But perhaps more noteworthy than these remarkable legal accomplishments is that this legal team has developed genuine friendships with hundreds of employees who depend and lean on them for daily counsel, both big and small. Their legal operations team has changed the culture of the previous silo legal work into a collaborative and transparent business relationship. As part of a major worldwide medical device company headquartered in Japan, the legal team's impact has become global, but they also give back generously to the local community. As a group, the legal team participates in holiday toy drives and 5Ks for Project Youth OC. The team also prepares case files and analysis for Loyola Law School Project for the Innocents. They also provide meals with Long Beach Rescue Mission and serve as mentors for ACC's Diversity Summer Internship Program. Phew. So please join me in congratulating the 2024 Orange County Business Journal's in-house legal team of the year, Microvention, and their general counsel, Jacqueline Collins.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much stronger. Man, I've been waiting all night now, that's how long I've been on ya.
I don't bite, usually, right? Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, everyone here. It's very exciting to be here. I'm sorry I did not go to UCI. Next time, perhaps, right? I'm truly honored and humbled, though, to accept this award on behalf of the Terumo Neuro legal team. You might have heard the name Microvention, but we actually rebranded since our lunch. So we rebranded because our parent company, Terumo, has made a lot of investment in this team and wants to bring more innovation and technology here to Orange County. And we're very excited about that. Excuse me. It's very exciting. So in addition to the wonderful things Lindsay said about us, we definitely have had much success over the last year. We had also, we learned today, over 12 patents granted in the last 2 months. So very exciting, continued innovation in medical devices here in Orange County. So I'd like to express our gratitude, special thanks to Richard at the OCBJ and their team. Thank you for all you do in the business and legal community in OC. The committee members, I can't name you all. Especially thanks to Gloria and Lindsay and the team at Rattan who had us out to lunch and gave us a warm welcome. We want to thank our friends at Pillsbury, Callie and Evan and Paul, who without them and of course the rest of the team, we would not have had the great victories that we had this last year. Also like to thank our friends at Alston and Bird, Yuri Mikulka and her team. I see you somewhere over there. They also guided us through a number of those M&A deals and through some mediations that have been extremely successful for us this year. And we definitely want to thank our friends Katie McHenry and Bill Tate over at K&L Gates for that lovely new building that we just bought. If any of you remember the Pacific Life building off of 73, that's now my new office, along with these lovely people. And then we'd like to thank our friends at Greenberg, Troreg, who have been shepherding us through a number of cases this last year, and also Ogilvy, who has lent a hand to some pretty significant litigation in this last year. And finally, I'd like to thank all our fellow nominees. You make this community better through the work that you do, and we thank you for that. Hiring talented lawyers who share our vision of innovation has been an extremely rewarding experience for me personally, and your confidence and recognition of us means a lot. We're deeply grateful and look forward to continuing with our mission of innovation in Orange County. Let me introduce Laura Vega, our Director of Legal, and Young Tang, our Director of Intellectual Property, and they can introduce their outstanding teams.
Thank you all, and I am a student of Dean Chemerinsky, so thank you, Dean. So I'm happy to introduce just my team real quick. So we have Tamara Vendetti, we have Alex Marcia, Matt Stocky, and we have Trung Do. So thank you all. It's a real pleasure to be here with you. I grew up in Orange County, and I've practiced here most of my career, and it's such a great community, and we're very thankful for the honor.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us here. Professor Chemerinsky, I have a joke for you. What do you call a moose that everybody knows? Famous. So it's a pleasure to finally meet you after listening to hours and hours of constitutional Barbie tape. Anyway, thank you a lot for everybody, for OBCJ, and especially Callie for her nomination. And we couldn't do this without the team, as Jackie mentioned. And again, thank you.
Thank you again for this prestigious award. It's a great team.
Like some of our award winners did little commercials. The Business Journal actually has a story on Terumo Neuro next week if you want to know more about the change of their name and what's going on there. I got to say that maybe some stereotypes are correct, but there's a lot of stereotypes that aren't. Beginning with our other events, you know, the business people that get acknowledged at our other events. I don't see them in the commercials on television that attack them as corporate greed. I see them as people that create jobs, people that contribute to the economy, that hire people, that are involved with charity events, and they're good people. And of course, tonight, the legal community, lawyers with all the lawyer jokes, I don't see the butt of those jokes. I see people who are bright, caring, gracious, and kind people. So it's a great pleasure for the Business Journal to put on this event for this great legal community in Orange County that I admire, that contributes in so many ways, that is part of the community in a very positive way. And I appreciate all of you. And all those that won today, congratulations. And those of you that were nominated that didn't. Pretty much all the winners today were nominated in the past, so maybe next year's your year. Before I conclude the program, I'd like to ask Erwin to step back. A small token of our appreciation for gracing us tonight as the Master of Ceremonies, and for his extraordinary sense of humor, which I think some of it's in the delivery. If you were to read some of these jokes, you might not laugh as hard, but no one delivers a joke like Erwin, and I appreciate the effort you put into this. I was really delighted to see that after 8 years at UC Irvine, or 9 years, you got to see some of the fruits of your labor. I mean, I hope that was meaningful. I imagine it was, to see the General Counsel that used to be in con law at UC Irvine. Let me thank all the people at the Business Journal who make this event run so smoothly. Tiffany Benando, Ellie Torres, Amanda Dang, Jamie Derby, Summer Bowles, Anushka Bryson, Mia Lories, Carol Fox, Bobby Dorman, Kim Lopez, Corinne Decker, Shelley Asher, and Steve Gall. There's a great range of age in that group, and it goes from 20-something to 86. We have a person that's been with us for over 30 years that's now 86 years old and still going strong. So no one think about suing us for age discrimination. Also, thank you to our vendors who are listed in the program. And over here, would the winners please step to the left of the stage for a group photograph. And of course, if you look at the cover of the program that's at your place, if there's an orange dot on it, the centerpiece, the beautiful centerpiece, belongs to you. Thank you again for participating in our event. We'll see you again next year.